A beautiful day for tennis here at the International Tennis Hall of Fame. You're looking at Bill Talbot Center Court, grass courts, the last grass court championship in America. And here comes the parade as we are ready to bring you the induction ceremonies for 2009. There is Monica Seles, one of the all-time great women player of all times. She will be inducted very shortly right here on center court. Our old friend Donald Dell, a great contributor to the sport through the years, will be inducted today as well. And they are now approaching the center court area. A lot of action down here. Glad to have you with us on Tennis Channel. Be able to bring you this great induction ceremony on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in New England. Big hand for all these players. Monica, obviously, people have seen her through the years, a great contributor to the sport and probably one of the best two-handed players of all times. I mean, she hit it from both sides as well as you can. A great scene out here on Bill Talbot Center Court, named after the late, great Billy Talbot, the American Davis Cup captain through the late 50s, who brought the Davis Cup back from Australia in 1954. And we are just about ready now to head down to center court. Let's go down to center court and the chairman of the International Tennis Hall of Fame, Chris Klauser.
This weekend, we honor the incredible achievements of the 2009 induction class. In 1881, the Newport Casino hosted the first U.S. National Tennis Championships, which is now known as the U.S. Open. In 1954, through the hard work of Candy and Jimmy Van Allen, the USTA sanctioned this beautiful place as the National Lawn Tennis Hall of Fame. Starting in 1975, individuals from the worldwide tennis community became eligible for induction into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. On this hallowed ground, we will honor 4 very talented individuals who exemplify the greatest traditions of our sport: athleticism, sportsmanship, passion, and perseverance. Their accomplishments both on and off the tennis court are the reasons we are here to honor them today. And now to our recent player category. Our final inductee held the #1 women's ranking for an incredible 178 total weeks. Sorry, I'm gonna get through this. You'll be here. She captured 9 Grand Slam singles titles, 4 Australian, 3 French, 2 U.S. Opens, all by the age of 19. She holds 53 singles titles and 6 doubles titles. Born in the former Yugoslavia, she became a U.S. citizen in 1994 and played for the U.S. Fed Cup team for 5 years. She is the She is the youngest women's winner at Roland Garros. Throughout her career, she's won numerous awards for athleticism, sportsmanship, humanitarian efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Miss Monica Seles.
It's such a great, I have to lift this up, sorry. It's such a great honor for me to be standing here in front of you. Last year I got a little bit of taste of this when I inducted Betsy's husband, the late Mark McCormack. So I knew what I was coming into, but still standing here, I'm just a bundle of nerves. So excuse me if I take my time a bit, because I usually speak very fast. And with my accent, I know I'm hard to understand sometimes, but I'll do my best. I would like to thank the Tennis Hall of Fame for what a wonderful job they have done in preparing this event, congratulating my fellow inductees, and what an amazing group all of us are joining here today. As a little girl growing up in my former hometown of Novi Sad, I could only dream that maybe one day I would be inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame. I still have a hard time believing that it is actually here, and that I'm in the Hall of Fame amongst all the other great tennis stars, and some of them who have been mentors of mine who inspired me. Someone like Billie Jean King, who is the founder of the WTA Tour, the Women's Sports Foundation, and was my Fed Cup captain. My Fed Cup and Olympic teammate, Mary Jo Fernandez. And as a young girl, when I joined the tour at age 14, pretty much that was my home. I grew up on the WTA Tour, and what an amazing place to grow up. I had to grow up very fast under the media spotlight because I started doing so well. And as most of you know, it can be challenging at times. But I also would like to recognize all my fellow great competitors who I faced over the years. And I would like to do something that they can remember me by, because they heard the sound many, many, many times over the years. And for once and for all, I will say that it was never done intentionally. So I will try to do a grunt here. But it won't be like the original grunt. So for good old time's sakes, here it is. But I just had to do it, sorry. In all seriousness, just really, my fellow competitors, as Mary Jo mentioned, tennis is really difficult to have friendships on the tour while you're playing, but I've been very lucky to have had such close friends as Betsy and Mary Jo, and they put up with my little quirks over the years. Like, I'll never forget Mary Jo when I just became a U.S. citizen in 1996, and I was playing my first Fed Cup in Tokyo. And I had one of my freak out moments, and at 2 a.m., I just called Mary Jo. I said, Mary Jo, I need to talk to you. And Mary Jo was very kind to calm me down, and I was able to go back out on the tennis court and win our Fed Cup. Also, I also probably wouldn't have had I look at my career in two stages. Obviously, the first part, when as a youngster I won all these great titles, and as a second part after I came back after my stabbing in 1993. And I probably wouldn't have come back if I didn't hang around Betsy and her joy for the game and Mark's love of the sport and just her smile. Then going over to their house, practicing a few times, realize how much I missed the sport. So I wanted to say thank you, Betsy, for that, for bringing me back to the game of tennis. I wouldn't be standing here without a lot of people, and from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank a few people, because they have just been part of my team, and they have been there for me when I was #1 in the world, when I didn't play for 2.5 years after my stabbing, and when I came back for a brief period #1, and then went down to all the way to, I think, #6 or whatever before I retired, which when you're used to being #1 is catastrophe, trust me. And the names that go would be, first would be Stephanie Tollerson. I would like to thank Nick Bollettieri, the entire staff at the Academy, where as a little youngster at age 13, I joined, and they made me feel so welcome. I honed my skills there hour after the hour. I would like to thank my honorary coach, former mayor of New York, Mayor David Dinkins. Thank you, Coach. Coach has not missed a single one of my matches at the US Open, but most importantly, he gave me an invaluable advice, which has really helped me through some very difficult periods in my life, is to be happy. All else comes and goes, but be happy. So thank you, Coach, for that.